Hi, my name is Oded. I'm a front-end developer at Bit, and today we'll be talking about component-driven theming with React and Bit. For those new to Bit, Bit is an open-source toolchain for component-driven software. We use the power of composable components to collaborate and share components between apps. Today we'll take a look at how we can leverage these capabilities to solve a notoriously annoying problem, which is creating a shareable theme and color tokens and sharing them between apps. This is a constant pain point when collaborating between developers and designers. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have. We have this app called BitDev, and we can see we have two themes, light and dark. What we would like to do today is add a Christmas theme to prepare for the holiday season. Okay, so let's get started. We'll get our code here and make a folder. Sorry, one S. And let's run bit init, which will create our workspace. Sorry, I'll just make this a bit larger, and we'll just import our bit dev component. In Bit, everything is components. So as you can see here, here we have our bit dev app, which is also a component. See, let's see it here, and everything in Bit is components. So we should get used to that. Anyway, so I just imported, like you can see here. Let's go back and take a look. And let's make this a bit larger as well. Cool. Now let's see what we have. So let's see, we have an app here. Okay, this is our app, which is wrapped in a context. And there we can see the theme switcher. Okay, now the theme switcher is how we toggle between light and dark themes, like here. And let's see what we're doing there. Nice thing about Bit is you can always go and inspect the source code. Okay, so the theme switcher, we can see, has two themes, okay, a light theme and a dark theme. Okay, let's see what those are. Okay, so we have both themes used in the switcher. Now let's go and see. Let's bring the theme toggler, is the name of the component. Okay, so let's import it. You know what, we'll just do it here. Make this a bit larger, maybe not that large, and import it here. In the meantime, you can bring, these are high-level apps, just bring some dependencies that they need. And let's run bit install and bit file, see what we have. Try to build the project. Let's run bit start, and we start by viewing the theme provider. The theme provider allows us to create themes at will. We can do this if we start inspecting it here. Okay, we'll see we have a create theme function that allows us to use a theme, which is a schema that we can pass it in order to keep our themes consistent with the same schema. So what is a schema? Let's take a look. You know what, let's do it inside of our bit dev. Okay, this already started. So let's open localhost and see what we have. And bit start. Okay, so. Okay, so let's take a look. Cool, so we have the base, the bit dev app. Now, okay, as I was saying, let's take a look at base React's create theme. Okay, so we create the theme, we pass a schema, right? And we were going to take a look at our schema. So let's go and search node models for Teambit, and let's see, let's look for our base theme. Cool. And now we can see here that it provides a theme, uses the theme provider that we get from the theme provider, and we inject it with our schema that is defined here. Okay, so this is basically our schema. You can see that the colors are not named according to their color, but according to their functionality. If you switch from, I don't know, let's say a light theme to a Christmas theme, it's not white and black, it's the color is changing. How does our create theme do this? It passes the values to the theme provider. We're leveraging the React context API to achieve this, and we can pass it to the children, and they have all the colors available inside. Now that we covered this, let's go see how we create a theme, right? We'd like to create a theme for our Christmas theme, right? Okay, so I got the color tokens from our design team, as you can see here in our Figma link. Okay, and this is our color palette. Okay, these are our color tokens. They also provided a way to copy it easily. I already copied it to the side, but let's start by creating our theme. Okay, so wait, you know what? Let's not do this. Let's close it, and let's do this. With create, we'll use the React template, themes, Christmas theme. Okay, and we would like to put it, you know what, before I do this, I want to go to the workspace JSON. Let's go and change this to Teambit design. And we'll tell this to go to the design scope. Okay, so bit status. Let's go and see what. Okay, so we're missing some dependencies. Bit file. I'm missing, sorry, just need to compile this new component that we have created. Okay, everything seems to be fine. Now, let's go to our Christmas theme. Okay, so bit create creates a component, as it's named, and we just need to copy some things from, let's say, one of our existing themes. So let's go and see what we need in the light theme. Okay, so we'll copy this for the, place it here. Light with Christmas. Christmas. Okay. Now we need to complete the copy the icon as well. Let's use this one for now. Folder. Okay, so we have the theme icon. Oh, yeah, we need to do that. Yeah. So theme icon. And now this should work. Okay, so the Christmas theme icon is copied. What else do we need from here? The light theme. And I would imagine I would have a color palette, mainly in the dark theme. Where's the this is the dark theme as well. So let's take, here we have values. So we'll copy this and move it here to our Christmas theme. Call it this nice theme values. Okay, all this looks good. Sorry, we don't need, let's close this. And let's see what we have. Missing anything? Okay. Just to be sure on the safe side. And run bit start. Now let's use our new theme in our theme switcher, right? So we'll just place we'll import it first. Import. So we have the Christmas theme and we use it here. Maybe it's better not to name this light and dark anymore. Let's call it default themes and update it in the theme switcher as well. Okay, now just I need to copy my values from the Christmas theme color into the values, and we want it to be completely, let's say, to match completely. And let's see who's missing. Ooh, so we have one. Thank you, Typescript. Let's see what value we're missing. And what is that? Let's see here. Can I look here for something? Neutral focus. Okay. Let's copy this. Let's say, let's copy the name first. Let's just place it here. And copy surface neutral color. And place it here. Let's place it with its friends. Surface neutral active. Let's put it next to here. Makes sense. Okay, good. So now TypeScript is happy. Now let's see. This should work out of the box, right? So let's open our app and see what changed. Okay. Oops, why didn't it change? So inspect. I'll open it in a new tab. Yeah, indeed, it does not have. Does not seem to have the colors. Yeah. Oh, the colors just didn't get updated. We do have 3. Why didn't we take the values? Who's using the values? I guess no one is using the values. So Christmas icon, not base default. I'm sorry. It needs to use the values. Oops. Values, and then we can uh, we need to pass the overrides. Rides, and we use it. Cool. So now let's take a look. Bam! Didn't even need to restart. Okay, so far so good. But we also want to see, by the way, the reason I updated in the default values in the theme switcher is that we would like to have this happen in all our apps, like the blog. Okay, so let's go and import the blog app. Okay, so we'll just go and copy this and just unbit import. Oh, this seems to work. Now close this, refresh and see if we got. Okay, it was compiling in the background. Let's see if we have the Cloud app. For the Cloud app, this is actually our blog. It's wrongfully named the Cloud app, a bit Cloud. But this is the wrapper that wraps our blog content. We take a look at the composition, and we can see, maybe this is, we can see that we got the colors updated everywhere. Thankfully, it's July, so we have a bit of time before Christmas to go over and fix all the issues. This is where the advantage of working with shareable themes and components in it becomes apparent when using Bit. Is when you start creating multiple apps and you want to start sharing the themes and the tokens and everything between them, and they all work the same way. If we would want to, let's say, not do it as a default for all the apps, so we would just go to each app and go and say, okay, for this one, we would like for the theme switcher overrides, or we could do it in a few ways, but we would do it specific for one app to override, and it will not get the updates that everyone is getting. Or if you want one specifically to get that update and not all the rest, this is how you can control this. Okay, so let's start talking about how we would like export this to make everything shareable. I would want the designer team to start going over this and start reviewing their tokens. And if there is anything that they would like to change, it would really, really help them if they would have a live version that they could actually play with and see which of the tokens they would like to add, or maybe we have any missing tokens in our schema. That is also a possibility that we could continue working and adapting to all use cases, although we would like to be gentle with these changes because all these apps will get these colors. Right now, maybe they won't use them, but needs to be thought out right. Okay, so now let's start talking about exporting. Okay, so before we go and export to anywhere, for now I would like for this, I'll change it back to go back to how I had it before. Previous thing. Okay, so we don't have any typos. Go to Bit Cloud and say, okay, I would like to sorry, don't even do this. I would like to create Christmas theme scope to host this lane. What we will do is we'll create a lane. To those of you who don't know or are unfamiliar with the lanes, lanes is how we diverge from the main development course. It allows to collaborate on changes across multiple components without inferring the main development course. Okay, so we see this created the scope for us. Now we would like to export our lane with our changes to here. Okay, so now that we have this design, we can go ahead and create our lane. Bit lane create. Missing. Okay, so bit lane create Christmas theme. Okay, see. Okay, so everything where the current lane is Christmas theme. So we're good. Let's see bit status. Okay, so we have 3 imported components, which are slightly modified. We will see in a second. And we have the Christmas theme, which is imported. Okay, so let's do bit diff just to make sure that everything is as we want it. Okay, so we see we got some updated peer dependencies, but that's okay. This is just an initial version. Okay, we can see that we added the Christmas theme, and that's basically it. Okay, so now we would like to export or start snapping. That's how we create a hash version in our lane. And we'll give it a message, initial snap for Christmas thing. Okay, so let's start the snap. The nice thing here is even though I commented out how we deploy the app, I can just snap as many snaps as I want in this lane, and when we're ready, we'll just uncomment these things when we merge the lane back. It's also worthwhile to mention that even though I exported this scope to my user, it's like opening a pull request to all these components are open source and are public. So you can just create a pull request or a lane request in this use case, and I will be able, I don't need actually access in order to push back to the, oh, let's see what we have. Okay, we have some issues. Anyway, we don't need access. So we can just create it in the scope under our user, and when we would like to merge it back, we will be able to use this, to do this. Okay, so it has no exported Christmas theme props. Seems that this is all the issues that we have. Okay, let's see what's happening there. Export type, Christmas theme props. This. This needs to be uppercase. That's when we're not creating themes that much, but if we were, then I would suggest creating a template out of it, and that way you could just bit create like we did the React. We can do a React theme or design theme or whatever you want to call it, and then it will just generate this for us without the need to copy paste, just to copy paste the values in the color values. We just need to copy these, and all this can be auto-generated. We really don't need to copy paste it next time if we would create a template. Happy to see that our snap was successful. Now all these components got a snap, but in my lane, so they won't affect anything else. So now let's bit export. Now let's go and view my remote scope. Well, I can see my lane in the remote. Now let's inspect our components. Let's go to the composition, open it. A full page. Let's close the inspector for a minute. Doesn't matter. Nice. Like we saw before, we got our colors updated. Still needs maybe a bit of work. Let's go and check bit dev as well. Yep, and we see it here as well, here and in the aspects and all kinds of places. Very nice. Now I can take this lane and share it with my design team, so they will be able to review it and give any comments and change any palettes, any colors that they want, and we can start having the conversation about how we integrate between the design and the developer teams with regards to color tokens, which are always very hard to agree upon, especially when having multiple apps that you would want to standardize. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video where we'll show even more cool features. So stay tuned. Bye for now.